Through a pathway today, and I'm using my spatial awareness, which is the first step in any kind of self-defense, self-preservation effort. You can do martial arts, you can carry alarms, you can do all these sorts of things, but if you can avoid conflict in the first place, that's always the best option. Just don't risk it in the first place. So I'm entering this pathway. I'm conscious that it's an enclosed space. There's different. I'm looking where the exits are. I'm reading people. I'm looking heads. I'm maintaining an awareness of what's going on behind me. I've not got my phone out, I've not got my headphones in, I'm not looking at the ground, I'm not preoccupied with anything else, I'm present. I'm walking through, I notice quite clearly there's a man ahead who is drunk, he's potentially on drugs, he's erratic, he's not lucid, he's shouting abuse at people and trying to sort of provoke fights with people, it seems, being very aggressive. So, me being a bit arrogant, to be honest, I've sort of gone through like, well, I've got somewhere to be, I'm not gonna be stopped by this guy. So I carried on walking, and sure enough, he's jumped over this rail, he's come up, he's pushed me, he started shouting at stuff at me, trying to sort of provoke me into a fight, it seemed. And he's very much being the aggressor in the situation. So I'm just sort of standing there, and while this particular situation didn't present me with much of a life or death kind of feeling, in itself, it actually transported me back to sort of like 10-11 years ago when I was in a similar situation. I was a lot more in a much more difficult spot, and psychologically I had the same exact reaction. It took me right back there, and that's the weirdest thing, and I can't quite describe it, but it's there's anxiety, and then there's life and death anxiety. They're two different things, believe me. So I've had social anxiety, I've had things like, I guess, like imposter syndrome. I've had things where I've been in sort of situations where I haven't felt competent enough to do what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm kind of just winging it, and I'm thinking, oh, hopefully it's all right, hopefully they don't get mad at me, and I've got all these things going on. A lot of the time, not from my fault, not because I've lied to be there or anything like that. It's just that sometimes you end up in these positions where you get given responsibility and you've got to step up and do it, and oftentimes it's a positive result, and you only learn through giving things a go, and that's all like a positive anxiety. It's a need to get things right, and it's a need to keep moving and keep achieving and holding yourself to a higher standard. So that's like a stress and anxiety that's positive. A life and death anxiety is literally I can't describe it. Like I say, it's not quite you see your life flashing before your eyes, but it's near enough. There's something going on in the back of your head that's saying, this is it, and it's scary. So I'm put back to that position that's completely out of nowhere. I'm thinking, wow, I remember this feeling. I haven't felt this in 10 or 11 years. And so I'm just completely not for six by this. I'm thinking, oh God, like I haven't been in this position forever. I can't believe this is happening to me again. I thought I got over this, And the weirdest thing for me, and the most amazing thing for me, was that I used my breathing techniques. I used what I've been practicing all these years, and I used the techniques that I have faith in, that I've written articles about, things like that. I was able to take a deep breath, and I was able to push all that to one side, and suddenly came to the forefront me in my full presence, and I was 100% the decision maker. I was 100% the action taker in this position, and something changed behind my eyes. I just stood up, I locked eyes with this guy, and he knew that was it. Like, he became the defender, that he became on the back foot, he was defensive. Suddenly he's saying, oh, you better not do this, and I know so and so. He starts trying to sort of talk me out of attacking him, sort of thing. He knows he was originally trying to sort of provoke me. So with that, I see that I've made my message clear. I turned around, walked away. I called the police, because it's potentially a danger to other people, or potentially a danger to himself as well. The worst thing is that a lot of these people were in these positions. That's the other thing. I didn't feel anger towards this guy. I felt a bit scared deep down, but because of unpredictability. It's the fear of the unknown. I don't know if he's got a knife. I don't know if he's got friends waiting around the corner that's going to come jump me when I go for him. I don't know if he's got infections, diseases. So if he was to bite or scratch me, he could potentially infect me with something. Excuse me. I don't know if he might sort of see me later and recognise me, and he might sort of come after me or something. I don't know if I can hit him if in self-defence, if I had to. I didn't feel like I had to, really, to be honest. He wasn't I didn't feel threatened, to be honest, in that sense. That's what surprised me, because I'm walking through, I'm thinking, oh, he's not gonna do anything to me. Like, I'm feeling okay about it. And but it just took me back to that moment. I wonder if it's some sort of like post-traumatic stress or something like that, that something in the back of my brain still remembers that moment from 10-11 years ago, and it put me back there, and it really freaked me out. But what I was able to do off the back of that, and why I'm so almost excited by it, is prove to myself that I'm not that person anymore, that I can handle those situations, that I do have control over that. That doesn't scare me anymore. And I'd say that's the biggest root of everything that I've really had. Probably a lot of the difficulties I've had, you know, everyone has difficulties in life, and a lot of mine just stem from something that happened 10 and 11 years ago. And suddenly it's like I feel this vindication almost. I don't want to speak too soon because, you know, it might all fall apart again, but I felt so good about it. And I want people to understand that the use of breathing techniques can completely curb all these things that you have to experience in terms of, like I say, anxiety. Depression is another game. They're quite closely linked and often almost used interchangeably, it seems, these days. I never thought of it that way when I was the teenager and things like that. Back then, when I was sort of, it wasn't really discussed and things, but definitely linked. Again, I've written articles about it. I don't want to go over all that again, but what I just think it's a great story to advocate, and it brought home to me, just don't be stupid, don't be arrogant, don't be afraid to just do a 180, go around, go the longer route. You know, I see girls, like young women, walking around with like headphones in, phones on and things like that, and it's like 10 at night, and I'm thinking, I don't feel safe, and I don't feel that, you know, I don't see how they're safe either. I worry about people when I see them, because it just seems like, it seems stupid. At least I'm looking around, at least I'm trying to maintain an awareness. I like to think that I generally have a sensibility to turn around and walk away, but clearly I don't. But it proved something for me, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So yeah, hopefully you can take this and apply this to your own lives, work through it, use it as therapy, because like I say, your breathing is the way of taking a manual control, of allowing your conscious to take control of your subconscious, put you back in the pilot seat, make you present, make you the decision maker, make you resolute, give you strength of mind, allow you to act accordingly in that situation, and prevent what could otherwise have been a life and death incident, because a lot of these things are just psychological. But for other people, it can be a situation where they're coming home every day and they're having to sit in their room, they're having to sit in their home at night, and they're having to deal with some sort of past sort of trauma that they're living with, and there's a way that you can compartmentalize that. It might be that they're sort of failing at everything they want to do in life because of anxiety. I've written an article on that. But all these things to me really helped with breathing, and it brought that home to me in a big way. The one more thing I wanted to say is that it was Valentine's Day as well, and for me, one of my goals is to be more, to actually stand up for myself more, and be more, not confrontational or anything like that, but to just not be afraid to yeah, I can't think of a better way to say it, but to stand up for myself, to protect myself, to speak up. I'm okay in safe environments, but in environments where it's in the street, where it's unpredictable, don't be afraid to take charge and make it happen. And here we are, Valentine's Day, or just gone, and that's fun. That's just come around, and it's proved to me that I'm already making progress in that regard. So imagine in a year's time when I keep working on it. I equate that to when I talk to people, they've got like a flabby stomach and they want a six-pack. Valentine's Day, if you stick to it, is often when you'll see that one ab come through, and it starts giving you that encouragement. You think, wow, yeah, stick with it, and you will stick with it then. It's the hardest thing, is to get through that first 4 to 6 weeks with your goals, and if you do stick with it, then you'll reap the rewards, and that positive boost will keep you going throughout the year, of no doubt. So I hope that you all are sticking with your goals, and you are able to join me in that feeling of how it feels, and keep persisting with it. Okay, so thanks for watching, thanks for sharing that moment with me. That's everything. Thanks.